fellow musicians and audio technicians. I've stumbled upon a technical problem concerning the Neural DSP plugin in combination with synchronization software like Dropbox. And I found a solution with the help of AI, of course. I just would like to present it to you here because maybe some of you have a similar issue and it could be very helpful for you. So let's start with the schematic to understand what the actual problem is. So I have a live show that is being run from a laptop, like a Windows laptop or a Mac, but I do not create this project on these laptops because I just don't like working on laptops. I create it on my main computer. So in order to mirror this project, I place everything that I have in a Dropbox, and this Dropbox material gets synchronized with the Mac and the Windows laptop. So my digital audio workstation, DAW, whatever you want to call it, is Reaper. So if you set up your media management properly, everything will be synced. Your Reaper project file, your media, data, everything, right? So I had no issue with that. But my issue concerns the Neural plugin, because the problem with a Neural DSP is whenever you create a custom preset, it doesn't allow you to change the folder where it's being saved, which means it puts it somewhere on a weird system folder under C, right? So somewhere like username, local roaming, neural DSP, user, and then custom presets or something like this, and you don't have any ability to change it, which is extremely annoying because in my case, I have a couple of presets that are being triggered during a live show, and each time I adjust the distortion or volume or, just one little parameter, I have to manually take the presets from the system folder, put them manually in a folder in Dropbox, and then take it out of Dropbox manually and put it in the respective system folders in my Windows and Mac laptops, which are different paths. So, you have, it was a mistake to have a separate OS, but I will talk about this later. So, and it was really annoying because you have to follow a strict protocol. Every time you prepare a show, you have to put into consideration many things, and this on top was extremely annoying. So there is no possibility to set the folder with the presets to a Dropbox folder, but there is a solution. It's called Symlink. Please ask any AI about this because they will give you a step-by-step guide how to set it up, because there are a couple of things you have to pay attention to, which I will not explain here. It's only the conceptual, I'm talking about the conceptual layer, so to speak. But Symlink creates a symbolic link between any folder you choose and any other folder you choose. And in this case, I created a link between the system preset folder and a Dropbox folder. And the same was done from the Dropbox folder to the Windows laptop and to the Mac. So you can create these kind of symlinks on both operating systems. And it works perfectly fine. I've tested it a lot and I stress tested it. So whenever I tweak some of these knobs, I just have to save the preset, I have to save the project, then I have to take a look at Dropbox and make sure that it synchronizes them both. And then you have all your settings on your Windows laptop and Mac with no problem at all. So this works. Symlink is the magic word. Again, ask your AI about it. There is one problem, though, that probably is not solvable, and it concerns Mac. I made the mistake of having two different operating systems because I wanted to see which one is better for live performances. And my current conclusion is, I'm getting off on a tangent here, but you can tune the Windows laptop or the Windows operating system quite well. It can be really fast and stable. Mac is somewhat more stable by default because I think they have programmed the interaction between CPU and software very well. And in Windows, you have many layers and interfaces in between, but I would say they are both on par, but due to compatibility reasons, I would prefer, or I would advise you to stay on the same operating systems throughout, from your main computer to your laptop. But back to the problem. One thing that I couldn't solve is the MIDI map. So in your Mac, you get your presets. That's all fine and dandy. The only problem is whenever you launch Reaper and this Reaper and this plugin, the first symptom you see is that it doesn't load the preset that you worked with last. There is just a name which says default. It has all the adjustments that you have set last time you worked on the project, but it doesn't load your project name, which is weird. And the other thing is when you have a MIDI map, it has all the notes that are, correspond with the presets. It seems, because I figured this out before I set up the symlink, it seems that Neural DSP saves the notes within the Reaper project, which for me is completely hideous, because if you save the notes, why don't you save the presets within the project? It could be so easy because it's just a couple of XML files. They're just a couple of kilobytes big. There is no issue there, but it doesn't save the presets. So you have to set up this preset list all over again, which is here, it's only 3 presets, so there's no big deal. But if you have 20, it might be a hassle. And after you've set them up, you have to save the project under a separate file on your Mac, because otherwise this linkage will not be saved. And I assume this is due to the fact that Mac has a different path structure concerning the presets. So whenever there is a symlink, or when I've set up the symlink between Dropbox and the Mac, it was a different path than between Dropbox and the Windows laptop, of course. The operating system of Mac just has different paths. And if you load this project on a Mac, it doesn't recognize the path structure. So you have to set it up again, save it under a different name. Otherwise, it will not save the path structure, and then it works. So it's a little step that you have to do extra, but it works, and yeah, it's stable. But the most important thing is whenever you dial in a sound and tweak it and you save it, you don't have to resynchronize it manually. So Symlink. Symlink is the answer. Ask the AI of your trustworthy AI. It will give you a step-by-step guide how to set it up. I hope this helped. See you around.